it today. Private schools on average, all in cost, are 30% cheaper than public schools. Crushingly better results. So it's not a money thing, it's just a structural thing, it's just a competition thing. Competition will drive quality, but to me, even beyond quality, it's people are different. I got 2 kids and oh my God, they are different. And I'm sure any of you with children can see the same thing, right? So what fits, they don't all eat at the same restaurant, they don't wear the same clothes, they don't whatever. It's that there's different things that fit different people. So a flexible system that adapts to what fits for people, and that if it doesn't deliver, it doesn't get people in the seats. Think of, after World War II, we had a GI Bill, right? We had a bunch of returning guys from college, and we didn't build colleges for them, we gave them money to take to whatever college they wanted. We also began food stamps. I'm a believer, man. People have all sorts of struggles in life. But when the government rolled out food stamps, we didn't build a government supermarket, right? Thank God, right? We gave people money and the private marketplace competed for it. Every major industry in this country has had simply enormous increases in productivity. You buy products today for dramatically less money and they're dramatically better. That is the story of American industry. That's the story of competition. 30 years ago, we've increased our expenditure per pupil, corrected for inflation, by a factor of 4 in the last 40 years. We spend 4 times as much corrected for inflation. No increase at all in results. So we've isolated our most important, our opportunity-enriching industry, and we've made it structurally unsound and poor performing. That to me is wrong. Let me give a couple very specific examples. My wife is chairman of a school in California, Oakland, California. It would be an ACE Montana or an ACE Colorado school, wherever it was. It takes kids from low income in the city of Oakland, horrific school system. Low income kids in Oakland have about a 50% high school graduation rate, right? You know what their futures are like? Terrible. They're just like us. They're just born in a different neighborhood. The Northern Light School is almost 30 years old, so it's been around a long time. It is a 90% college graduation rate. The exact same kids, totally different life trajectories. If you graduate from college, a lifetime average, you're going to make $1.3 million more than if you graduate from high school. It's just, everyone's got a different dream. College isn't for everyone. You graduate from high school, go into the military, go into a secondary school, go to a theological school. We all could pursue our dream. But if you don't have that skills and that confidence, that optimism, you don't get to pursue your dreams. To me, it's wrong, and we should fix it. The Gianfortes, Norton, and the founders of ACE Colorado have put a lot of money into trying to change life trajectories. I'm thrilled. We have over 7,000 kids on ACE scholarships today across multiple states. These are life-changing. Let me give you some data from Colorado, right? We've been in business in Colorado the longest. So we only give these scholarships to low-income kids, meaning they're on free and reduced lunch programs. So ACE scholars, which are all low-income kids, they have higher high school graduation rates, college graduation rates, college admission rates, standardized test scores, not just than the other low-income kids in Colorado, than Colorado students as a whole. We're taking the lowest income demographic of Colorado, and on every metric we can quantify, they perform better than Colorado's population as a whole. They didn't come from wealthier backgrounds. And it's simply because they got to make a choice. They got to say, hey, this school fits for me. That school fits for me. That not only gives you better education, just as important to me, maybe bigger, is they're in an environment that fits for them. They get comfortable. They get optimism. Optimism is essential. My whole life has been studying poverty. I used to spend time in the ghettos, right? The thing that jumps out at you is people are pessimistic. They're angry and they're pessimistic. Then I go to the poor nomadic tribesmen in northern Kenya. People are tiny. They're calorie deficient. They're optimistic. They get their wife, their kids, they author their life. if you rob people of optimism and a belief in your future, I can't think of a worse thing to do. And there's no reason whatsoever to do it. No reason. A few personal stories. James Coleman, he's a guy who was a first year ACE scholar when ACE was started in Colorado. He was in 5th grade, about to be thrown out of his 3rd public high school. Big, strong black guy, raised by a single mother, rowdy guy. He gets an ACE scholarship. He gets sent off to a different school. This gal, Vivian, just changes the direction of his life. He's a college grad now. He leaves Colorado, goes to college in Oklahoma, comes back to Colorado. He wears a suit every day. I love that. It's an African-American thing. Every day, this guy's in a suit and tie. He goes to try to advocate for school choice in Colorado. He can't get it done. He calls me up 2 years and 4 months ago and says, I'm going to run for office. He's in the Colorado State Legislature now. This kid is out because, and he's got one issue. He's from poor Northeast Denver. School choice changed his life. They're trying to tell him, don't say you're for school choice, they won't put you on the education committee. He said, I wouldn't have the life I had today if it wasn't for school choice. I'm never going to say I'm not for that. 2 other stories. A guy grew up in South Sudan right before the Civil War broke out. His mom carried his little sister, and he walked 100+ miles to northern Kenya to a refugee camp. He lives there for 7 years. He wins the lottery and gets a visa to come to this country. He goes into junior high in Denver. He doesn't speak English. He's a Dinka. His mom is illiterate. He's struggling. He's in fights. He's in trouble. He gets an ACE scholarship. In 6 months, he'll graduate from American University in Washington, D.C. Sorry for my voice. This guy works for Liberty, for my company. He's awesome. It's changed. Hap's here. Yeah. It has changed his life. It's, again, these things, and again, we can go through all, I'm a data nerd, so I talk way too much about that. The other thing is, if you're an ACE scholar in Colorado for several years, I talked about the enormous change in your life, your parents, on average, get 1 extra year of education because they see what education does. They become more optimistic. Families have dinner together more. People spend less time on electronic devices. People volunteer more. We look through all this data of all these changes that happens to these kids, and there's like a very simple thread. It's like low-income people adopt middle-class habits, right? It changes their parents' lives, their siblings' lives, their kids' lives. The transformation is dramatic. Last kid I'll tell you about, Jorge Aquez. His parents are immigrants from Mexico. His dad's got a 4th grade education. Hard-working, great guy. Jorge's just like his dad. His dad's a natural engineer. He drives a truck, he does maintenance on trucks. He didn't have a chance for education. He grew up poor in Mexico. His son is just like him. His son 2 years ago graduated from Colorado School of Mines as an engineer. He works for my company full-time. He interned for my company going through. That's not the trajectory he was on, that any of these kids were on. We got lucky, right? We got a good education, we got optimism, we got a belief in our futures. It's wrong, it's immoral to rob so much of our population from that. So your money, the Gianfortes, doing the math in my head, I'm an engineer, 600 lives from their money, 600 lives are change of trajectory. So for 20, look, I've been a nonprofit in these things all my life. I have not found a single investment nearly with the bang for the buck or return on investment of ACE scholarships. To me, this is absolutely, my wife and I are all in. My business is all in. My business and our employees support 150 kids in Colorado on scholarships. Finally going to have some liquidity to help support the cause in Montana as well. But I thank you all for coming here tonight and for listening to all of us talk way too long. But look, you've made success. You've done something great. You can literally change humans' lives by investing in this program. Visit the schools, meet the kids, and have a great time. Eat the fabulous food that's inside that was cooked. I think I'm for sure leading in the food eating tonight. but thank to Greg and Susan and Norton, the Hood family, and everyone for being here in this wonderful place and this absolutely life-changing cause. Thank you all very much.